wisdom.
Thank you so much, Linda, and thank you, ladies. I'm so excited to see so many familiar faces and a couple new ones this morning. I am Crissy Keye Rollins. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself as I get into the presentation, but I have a business called Holistic Restoration, and one of my greatest passions is helping entrepreneurial women understand the body, mind, spirit connection and how it affects your bottom line. So I teach a combination of what to do with your internal self and what to do with your external self as you're moving forward and pursuing your business. And for most of my clients and people that resonate with what I bring to the table, we're typically very passion driven, big feelers, and the traditional approaches to business aren't always a great fit. So I find a way to help you to better understand yourself, what it is that your calling is in this life, and how to explore it and bring it to the world in a very authentic way that helps you to maximize the resources that you have within you and around you, and take away some of those, stumbling blocks that can happen on that entrepreneurial journey. And I also have a great shop on Etsy where you can bring some of this healing home with you through different art and handcrafted items that are available there. And for today, we are going to talk about what I consider to be the 3 C's to client attraction. So I did put together a little PowerPoint. I am going to bring that up. And I knew hopping onto this group that I would be amongst some seasoned business women who are very savvy and probably already know a good deal of what I'm going to focus on today. So I really want this to be interactive, and feel free to speak out. There's a couple of spots along the way that I ask a couple questions. So just know I want your engagement. And I think that whenever we can bring our similarities and our own unique perspective to the table, we can all learn more. So my intention today is to teach you a very simple formula that will help to eliminate the guesswork in client attraction. And this can be overall client attraction, like how do you just get anybody through the door? Or you can revisit this, or I guess I could say, and you can revisit these same 3 C's anytime that you have an individual offer that you're putting out as well. And an offer can be an invitation to engage in specific work that you have available, or it could even just be that social media post. So if you are kind of finding yourself getting in your head or in your way, or not showing up the way that you really desire to, or the way that you feel is best represents the business and the voice that you want to bring to the table, they go back to these 3 C's because they really are meant to be that basic kind of checkpoint for yourself that, again, you can put this all the way across your entire business and the overall mission that you're on. And you can also, bring it into those little smaller moments within your day-to-day business life. So a little bit more about who I am for those of you that are just meeting me for the first time. I've been a business owner since December of 2006. I've consistently created a full-time income working part-time hours. Currently, at the time of this recording, my husband's been home full-time for just a couple months short of 3 years. We just transitioned to have my daughter homeschool. So this is really what I live and breathe day in, day out for the last 15 years of my life. And it's part of the reason why I'm so passionate about helping especially other women and other moms find their path, because this is not always intuitive. What we bring to the table can be intuitive and very natural to us, but navigating the business world isn't always. And you ladies that work with money mindset, you ladies that are energy healers, I know you know what I'm talking about, because these are the things that we run into just as we navigate these entrepreneurial journeys. So what I found is I've built my business both online and in person. I was able to transition over the past couple of years with all the shifts that have happened within our society. And even though I started as a very traditional, kind of brick and mortar approach to business, I found that traditional approaches to business building just did not work for me. They didn't bring the results that I saw other people getting with them. And I started to think that I was the problem and maybe I wasn't cut out for this, which is, again, why I'm so passionate about supporting others, because you are cut out for this, which is why you want to do it. You just got to find the way that works for you. And once I found another way, I was able to double my income at 3 different times throughout my journey. And I have found that an aligned approach allows for continued growth so that you can leverage your business and your results. So how much time you put into it, how much income you make, all that's leverageable once you have this basic framework into place. And I really believe that business success is inevitable when you're aligned. And when I talk about alignment, I mean that your thoughts, your beliefs, your words, and your actions are all congruent. So the 3 C's that I identified for this conversation, and I'm going to just change that, so hopefully that shows up on the recording, is clarity, confidence, and consistency. I thought I'd just be straightforward with what the 3 C's were, and then we'll dive in and explore each of these a little bit more versus having you hanging on the ledge waiting to see what the next one is. Because again, I don't think a lot of this is brand new information for you, but I hope to bring a fresh perspective to all of it. So the 3 C's that I find will get you way more client attraction is when you're clear, when you have confidence, and when you're consistent. And all of these factors help to build that know, like, and trust algorithm, we'll call it, so that people can really build a relationship with you and have trust and feel like they're on like a mutual ground whenever they engage with you and your services. And clarity, confidence, and consistency are the 3 things that I just find over and over and over again. Am I being clear in my messaging? Am I confident in what I'm bringing to the table? And how consistent am I in letting others know what it is that I have going on, taking the action that needs to be taken? Because if you haven't realized yet, entrepreneurship really isn't like a one and done thing. Like, your reward for getting really good at doing what you're doing is that you get to do it more once you make it work. So this is an ongoing experience. And for me, anytime that I can simplify things and just get back to a root process, I find it to be extremely helpful. So clarity, confidence, and consistency. So what is the key to clarity? And I do want to open this up and get your ladies' thoughts on this as well. I know that for myself, whenever I get back to clarity, I find it essential to know thyself. Who are you? Who are you not? Because self-trust is really a must when it comes to clarity. I'm going to show you a process to get into confidence, and clarity is one of the stops along the way. But what precedes clarity is self-trust. And start to pay attention to this. Anytime that you are unsure, should I say this or should I do that? Should I call it this or should I call it that? Should I focus over here? Should I go to this meeting? Any of that kind of fogginess or distraction that you get within yourself, start to notice, are you trusting yourself? Because as soon as you put that element of self-trust into place, and for some of us that are a little bit more spiritual or faith-driven, that self-trust could be synonymous with trust in God or trust in the universe or trust that life's going to deliver up. So if you can get back into a place of trusting yourself, I can't make a wrong decision, or any decision that I make is going to lead me exactly where I'm supposed to be. That is going to allow you to instantly have clarity on which direction you want to go, or allow you to at least take that leap of faith and get that ball rolling. Because remember, consistency is one of the 3 C's too. But we're not going to be consistent unless we're clear first. If you don't trust yourself in that clarity, you probably are not going to be confident about what you're bringing to the table, and you're going to be far less likely to show up consistently and talk about it. So know yourself, who you are not. This can go into, deeper conversations around finding your niche, finding your unique selling proposition, setting yourself apart from the crowd. But also knowing who you are not is very helpful as well, because that will bring a whole level of clarity on what conversation you shouldn't be having or don't need to engage in. And I know right now, especially whenever we conduct business on social media, there's so many conversations that are happening right now that we do not need to be a part of if we want to really represent our business, regardless of how we feel, what we think about things. So knowing who you are and who you are not also extends back over into your business. Is your business something that represents what you're about to engage in? Or would taking that action help to represent and be on point for what your business is all about as an overall message and entity? Also, get clear on who your tribe is. Whose problem are you solving and what end result do they desire? Anybody who's worked with a business coach or does any kind of coaching, I know you're very familiar with this approach, but knowing who it is that your audience is really key in helping you to gain some clarity. So again, when you find yourself kind of swimming in that foggy space in your head over, oh, which way do I go? Ask yourself, well, whose problem am I solving and where do they desire to go? And that will help you to better represent what it is that you're bringing to the table. Again, if it's just yourself, what am I going to say for my 30-second introduction when it's my turn to go on the camera? Or this is an offer that I want to bring to the table. How do I talk about it? How do I make it the most attractive to the people that I want to reach? Ask yourself, what problem am I solving? What end result do they desire? And now I'd love to open it up. What do you ladies do to gain clarity? And I feel like this is just like divine appointment because we have so many brilliant coaches and supportive ladies on the call today. I'd love to know. Linda, I see your hand up. I can't see everybody. So maybe just unmute yourself and hop out.
So one of the things I want to say is that sometimes we don't know what we want, but you know what we do know? We know what we don't want. We're very clear on what we don't want. Those pain points can be very front of mind. So in my life made a list of things that I definitely didn't want, things that I even hated. And then what was the reciprocal? And then that list was my starting point to building the life that I wanted. And then the other thing I was thinking I would say is when I thought about my life, there are times when I jumped out of bed super excited to meet with a certain person that day, couldn't wait to present what I had, just knew they were going to love it, couldn't wait to spend time with them. And then there were times when I sighed and thought, oh, this is what I got to do to make a living. I got to meet this person. Most of the time it was guys, but I realized I just felt very at home working with women, and I delighted in supporting women in business. I felt like, that I offered a lot of value to them because of the connection aspect. So I realized I need to stop being, I can serve anybody who has money, and target the audience that I delight in working with, that I'm excited to work with. So I don't know if that helps anybody here, but making a list of things you don't like and doing the opposite. And then who do you delight? Who makes your heart pound? Who are you excited to work with? That's a great way to define your tribe.
I totally love that feedback. I do the contrast technique with my clients when I'm working with clarity with them and introducing them to shifting their mindset over. And when you talk about getting in touch with who it is that you get most excited to serve, I think that that's a huge clarifier as to what direction to go or to get started in. And another thing that you sparked with that as well, Linda, is that what you are talking about are people that are like you. So all the more reason to know who you are, because the more that you can align your message and your service with people who are like you, especially if your message and service is one that you've gotten on board with because it changed your life or it enhances your life, gives you a more fulfilling, more authentic, more rewarding life, then definitely consider aspects of yourself. And I'm getting the chills as I say that. So I always take that as a sign for somebody to pay attention. Then you can also extend that over into your audience. I know that I don't attract every single entrepreneurial woman that's out there, but the ones that are like, I want to run a business making a full-time income, working part-time hours where I'm the primary caretaker of my child and get to live my life with my husband, like that's appealing to me. I know that I'm not the only woman out there that just wants it all. So I look for women that want it all and that want to understand not just how to have it all in place externally, but to feel really fulfilled on the inside and to be comfortable in their own skin and confident in their relationship and certain about their mission in life. Like if that's what you want, that's what I'm all about, because that's what I strive for day in, day out in my own personal life. So being able to help others is just a natural side effect of it. So love those insights, Linda. Thank you.
Yeah, and Crissy brought up a really good point. So there are a lot of coaches who say similar things to what she just said. She's not the only coach in town that answers those problems. But what's remarkable, in my opinion, about Crissy is how she presents that information, what else she adds to the table with regard to mindset information, with regard to being intuitive and trusting yourself. That's what's unique to her cadence, her adjectives, her metaphors, if that resonates with you, she'll be like a lighthouse and you'll be drawn to her. And the same is true for you. You will attract the people who think, oh, I'd love to work with that girl. From you, your uniqueness, your personality, everything about you will be alluring to your audience. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I mean, we've got coaches that are here and just women that are here that aren't even in the coaching industry that are on this line right now that can bring massive support to other individuals and bring brilliance. And we all do it from our own unique perspective, which makes us each hold our own individual value. And the more you can settle into that, knowing who you are, knowing who you're not, and then all of that starts that kind of tipping point over into the confidence and into the consistency as well. Any other thoughts? What else do you ladies do for clarity? Any other thoughts before we move on to the next C? I'm trying to flip through and see everybody's face on my
I ask a lot of
screen here.
questions, Crissy.
Oh, that's good.
Is this resonating with everyone?
Yeah.
Betty Lee says she asks a lot of questions to get clarity.
Yeah. Because everybody doesn't want the same thing. I mean, most people I would say that I work with in real estate, if they're selling, they want the most money possible in the shortest amount of time. But that's not everybody. Some people, their convenience is the big thing. They want it to be easy and bother them as little as possible. And with buyers, some people, location's really important, but other people, it's getting the size of house they want. So it's just like getting them talking, the client, so that you can learn more about them, so that you can tailor your service to what they want and need.
Oh, I got the chills. I got the chills again, Betty, because you're so spot on. One of the best ways to gain clarity, especially about how to attract the clients that you want, is to ask them questions. Ask them questions and get to know what is most important to them. What do they value most? And also, again, check in with yourself. If you're not going to be the agent who juggles 20 houses at the same time because you are far too detail oriented and that you're going to take a day to even just find out about the first person's family, so you got all the information or what have you. If you know that you work that way, it behooves you so you don't set yourself up on a track with unrealistic expectations that you think you have to live into. And then you can overlook the richness that is found in just diving deep into exactly the way that you would do it. There's power in what you bring to the table. And I think that that's one of the things I love to connect business owners with. What we do for people is amazing, but we are the ones who do it. We are the ones who hold the value because of the way that we do it and what we bring to the table. So there's real power in just us being the ones that are taking the action. And when we can align our value with that, instead of just the service we provide as women, we'd fare much more easily in the business game.
Although when you get to the 20 house scenario, reach out to me and I'll help you recruit somebody so that you can mentor them. And
absolutely.
I know a girl.
I'm so not in the real estate industry, so I have no idea if that statistic even made sense, but I just thought I'd pick a grand number. It seems like a lot to juggle 20 houses at one time.
It is a lot. It is a lot, but she could mentor an assistant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've done 12 before, but not 20. Absolutely. That was plenty.
Absolutely. And sometimes we are resistant to clarity because we don't have the confidence we can handle if it comes our way. What if we're crystal clear and we're scared to put it there because what if we get more than what we can handle? Sometimes that concern about how do we handle what's coming our way before it even gets to us can kind of take us out of the game. But no, you're always going to attract exactly what you're meant to go through what you need to know in order to get more aligned with where it is that you want to be. Okay, so this is, anytime you see an asterisk on any of these slides, I pulled them from one of my online courses. I have a DIY, ABCs to DIY business success online course. It was a workshop that I taught a couple years back, and I have it available and recorded. So if anybody's interested in diving into it, let me know. But any of them that you see with an asterisk, I just pulled this straight from that course. So this is a client attraction formula that I share with my clients. And your tribe or your audience, your ideal client, your niche market, whatever you want to call for your tribe plus their challenge and their desire equals attraction. So you can sell your shiny object all day long. You can sell oils, you can sell healing, you can sell, financial plans, you can sell a vision for a new life, all that you want. But if it doesn't include who it is that's going to, what challenge they're facing, and what desire they want in the end, then you probably will not be as strong of a magnet when it comes to attracting clients. When you can put that into whatever it is that you're putting out there, who is this for? What challenge does it help them overcome? What end result do they desire that we're going to lead them to? That is the secret magic formula for attraction. So anytime, again, social media post, new offer, starting a Facebook group, all good things to consider. Who's your tribe? What challenge and what desired outcome do they have in mind? And your vibe attracts your tribe. So the better that you know who you are, the better you know who you're meant to serve. And again, take a look at who you are, what makes you passionate about what you're passionate about, how did it make you passionate, what was your challenge, what desired result were you led to, and that can help you kind of break through on how to message to your clients. Okay, so what's the key to confidence? Confidence is the next C on my list. I want to hear from you ladies. What do you feel is the thing? What's your go-to thing to gain confidence? What helps you? Mary.
I have really been working on posture lately, and really standing in a way that is that power pose. I've struggled with posture all my life, and really have it's like every time I walk by, even a window, you can see yourself. It's like really putting out the posture. I think is a really important thing, how you stand.
I love that. And anybody who has ever gone through a posture exercise to really feel in your body the difference of the way that you're connected, energetically speaking, you're just more aligned, so you have better flow. And also you're bringing your mindfulness back to the present moment. You're becoming present within your being, within the moment. And that is the most powerful place to be, because that's where all the magic happens right now. All that past stuff, it's already gone. What's going to come next hadn't happened yet, ladies. All that we have is right now. So when you do get back into your posture, you get back into your body, you get back into the present moment, you get back into your faith, you get back into remembering who you are, and all of that leads the rest of it. How cool is that, Debbie? Just to shift your body and you step into all of that. Brilliant. Love that. Mary, I know you were going to add something too. What were you going to add to that?
For me, I would change the C from confidence to courage, because I struggle with confidence, and for me, it's like, I can't, if I wait till I'm confident to do something, I won't do it. Like right now, I took a course to do YouTube videos, and I'm scared to death to do videos and to be seen on videos, but I did it anyway because I need to step out and do that work, because I know it's going to make a difference for my business. So for me, I'm working on confidence.
I love the way that you say that, because I think that confidence and courage can be totally interchangeable. And before I believed in myself, like before I believed it was possible for me to do what I had in my head to do, I borrowed the belief of someone who saw it in me. So I'm going to extend to you the opportunity to borrow confidence from the fact that you don't feel like you're confident in what you're doing, but you might have the courage to take the action that you are confident is necessary to move forward. So while you don't have the confidence in your ability to do it, pull on that confidence that it's going to move you forward, and allow that to kind of drip on yourself. So maybe I'm not confident that I'm going to get it right, but I'm confident this is the right next step. So therefore, I do have some confidence, and let that kind of boost your courage forward a little bit more, and see if that just feels different when you go to take the action. Because if you identify as, I am not confident in this, and this is, why do y'all think I teach this stuff? Because this is what I have to ingrain into my head day in and day out, just to wake up and participate into life. So I share all of this from a very intimate place. And when you can start to self-identify as just seeing some spot that you have some confidence, then it can start to kind of grow like that little seed in the garden that you can give a little bit more attention to. But I dare say it is not that we are not these things, it's that we are it already, just our perspective's been a little bit shifted or covered up. And we could have a whole nother talk on all the reasons why that came about, but regardless of where it came from, just recognizing it now, if you have that desire within you, you are meant to do it. It's not there by accident. So
Right.
if we can just lean into that self-trust and say, what if I was confident? What would I do? What would that confidence look like? Then you can allow yourself to stay authentic, because the worst thing to do is to pretend like you're confident and have it not be totally aligned. So that's the kind of like the fake it till you make it doesn't really work, because we all can tell that you're not really confident.
Yeah,
So it's not a good look.
you're
But if
not
you
the
can,
actress you think you are. We can see it.
exactly. And we don't like that. If we're like authentic, big feeling people, we don't even want to show up and pretend like we're confident. We'd rather just stay home or miss the meeting or keep our mouth closed. So if we can find some way to really anchor into it and start to pull it towards us or pull it up within us, it makes such a difference. To me, it made a big difference, because I am introverted by nature. Even though I'm very good at engaging in this kind of situation, I will not put myself out there in situations. I'm very overwhelmed by other people's energy. So I have a tendency to kind of sit back, not step forward. So confidence was the thing that like allowed me just to relax into who I am and take that step forward, because I stopped making it, I got to get this right. And I started making it, I got to make this true to myself. And if I'm true to myself, everything else will fall into place. So I love that you shared that, because I'm sure you are not alone with that, Mary, not at all.
And I want to share, I am an extrovert. I'm not afraid of a crowd. I don't know a stranger. I'm completely the opposite of Crissy in this way. And when I was a school teacher, I was confident in the classroom, but when I stepped into the sales role, I felt like a duck out of water. I felt overwhelmed. And I went shopping with Heidi McKinney Simpson, and I looked in the mirror. I walked in there in the school marm outfits that I was used to wearing, loose, comfortable clothes, right? And she dressed me in this outfit, and I watched right before my eyes, my shoulders come back, my whole body language changed. And I went, look at the power of this outfit on me. Sometimes just putting on something that you feel beautiful in can be life-changing. Such a simple, shallow thing to do, but the power of feeling beautiful is quite remarkable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a big advocate for that, because if we don't like who we are in our own skin, we're going to be less likely to do the lives. We're going to be less likely to post the personal posts. We're going to be less likely to show up in all of our fullness when it comes to meetings. So that's why being settled in your body, for me, it was a total game changer, because if I'm not settled down here, I wasn't settled up here. If I wasn't settled up here, I wasn't settled down here. And it was just a mess. And I really like that you brought that up as well, Linda. Any other thoughts?
Is there essential oil that's linked to confidence? Is there a scent that you know of that brings that out in a person?
Orange is one. Orange is one. There's a lot of different blends. Motivate is a really good one. I'd have to look again in my emotion oil book, but there's a whole thing about blue tansy on your big toe that people were doing as far as bringing out confidence. So,
oh, that's very intriguing, don't you think, Crissy?
Absolutely. There are oils that support it for sure. And even just grabbing one that you connect with. Sometimes I put it on while we were all introducing ourselves. A little essential oil helps me just to remember, like, I'm here, I'm grounded, I'm focused, and I can do this. And sometimes I'm strategic about which ones I grab, and sometimes I just go with proximity. Gemstones is something that I really love to work with as well. Citrine's a really beautiful one to help to boost confidence and that self-worth and everything solar plexus related. So there are definitely different things that you can kind of have around you to better support your confidence overall as well. But I'm telling you, nothing brings confidence like clarity. Clarity is the precursor to confidence. And I actually, years back, just reverse engineered action, because I was like, how come I see these people taking action and getting results? But what is it? It's not just the action, because I've done the same action and I'm not getting 100 signups. I'm not getting, 6-figure income months. So what's the difference? And I reverse engineered action to see like why people show up and how they show up. And I started teaching this little 5 steps to transform fear into confidence. If anybody's interested in going through the videos, I have them in my Facebook group, the Conscious Success Community. You're welcome to have at them. But for the first step is to become your own business partner. What I mean by that is that change the relationship that you have with yourself. Self-trust, self-love, self-worth, all at the core fundamental of this. Once you are in that space, once you begin to have that connection with yourself, you can begin to clear out all the clutter and all the distraction. And once you start to clear out that space, you can anchor into being able to trust yourself. That self-trust leads to clarity. That clarity leads to confidence. As soon as you trust yourself, you can make that clear decision. As soon as you have that clear decision, you're going to be a lot more likely to anchor into that confidence to take the action moving forward. So what's the key to consistency? This is the last C, and I know we're coming to the end of our time. So just going to hit on this real quick and then we can open it back up. Consistency really is the name of the game. It's not what you do. Now we can take this over to our health life. We can take this over to our relationship life. We can take this over to our business life. It's not what you do, because we all have some messy moments. It's what you do consistently. You consistently go back and course correct. You consistently go back and clean up after yourself. You consistently take a shower on a regular basis. It's consistency that allows you to move forward. So it's not what you do, it's what you do consistently. And I will tell you this, after 15 years of always being in business, the same business the whole time, it has evolved, but it's the same one. Consistency is the name of the game. A lot of people will not do business with you if you don't show up consistently, because you haven't built their trust. If you're there all the time, consistently, they are far more likely to trust that you're going to be there when they need you as well. So I've had a lot of people over time reach back out to me and say, you're one of the most consistent people that I've seen. You've been doing this for longer than anybody else. I've seen people come, I've seen people go, but you're still here. You're still talking about it. I got to know what you got going on. And it doesn't always happen overnight, but it will build trust. It will also help you to build the habit. And again, if you think about it, what's the reward of making your business work? You get to do it more. So consistency is the name of the game. Consistency builds traction. It builds interest. It builds community. It helps you to educate your, I started to say fan base. That's what we should all start calling our people that follow us around, our fan base. It helps to educate those that are paying attention to what you have going on. But consistency is not something that can be forced. However, it can be supported as you build your inner and outer habits in your business. Even the best process, approach, formula, method will not ensure you show up and follow through consistently. We all know this. I used to think, oh, I just need to know how to do it. Oh, I just need a good plan. Oh, I just need to know this system. Oh, I just don't know what I'm doing. And then I realized, no, I know what to do. I'm just not doing it consistently. And I found that it's just like, again, with eating habits, I help people with the body, mind, and spirit. So how we show up in our body and in our relationship to food and our health and the way that we experience ourselves physically, it's the same thing as how we show up in our business. It's the same thing as how we show up within our own mindset, within our own head, within our own beingness. So it's not a matter of not knowing what to do or knowing what to do. It comes from something else. And what I have found is that the places that we feel like we need to be more disciplined are usually the places we need to work on our relationship with ourselves. And when we can clear up that relationship with ourselves, I have found for myself that being disciplined is actually just what it looks like it's happening as a natural side effect of honoring myself more and being a better steward of my body, my life, my business, my family, or whatever it is that I was struggling to show up for before. So I say this because I spent a lot of years trying to get everything right. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Don't know if we have any other of us here on the line. Yeah, I see a couple of hands. So I spent a really long time trying to get everything right and try to do all the right things and follow all the rules and do it all perfect so that I could finally stop struggling, stop being upset, stop being overwhelmed, stop not getting the results that I wanted in life. And when I realized that it's not a matter of me getting things perfect, it had so much more to do with me getting right within myself, and then changing the energy of behind every action that I took and how I show up. That's where everything shifted for me. So yes, be clear, be confident, be consistent, but understand that if you're not showing up consistently, go back, see how confident you are, go back, see how much clarity you have there, because that consistency could be held up because you don't have that clarity and you don't have that confidence. And if that clarity and confidence keeps slipping away, it's a really good sign that there's some inner work that needs to be done so that you can start to have a different approach to how you manage your internal self so that you can show up consistently and take the actions needed in the external aspects of your business and of your life. I'm going to jump to this last one here. And I do want to know if there's anything that works really well for you ladies when it comes to consistency, but I'm going to share this since we're running short on time. So simple truths about action. Again, this came from the DIY workshop. Action doesn't bring results. It just looks that way. So we think the results come from the other side of action. It doesn't. It actually comes from the energy that you are aligned with. And that's the inevitable result that ends up on the other side of things. So it's the alignment that brings the result. Action just activates the results. So when you allow action to be a demonstration of your belief that you are supported, then just watch how life will support your action. It always happens. It always will. But you got to try it out for yourself. It's kind of like that really good exercise routine. You can't just watch somebody else do it. You got to participate in it so that you can benefit from the same results. Same thing is true here. So if you want life to deliver consistent results, you have to be consistent with your actions. And I'm going to skip over this last part because it's just a quote that I came up with. And I just wanted to put out there my contact information. So if anybody is interested, I do these really great total clarity breakthrough sessions that cost you nothing but your time so that we can get together virtually or in person and help you to gain clarity and confidence so that you know what your best next step forward is and also how to take it. So if that's something that interests any of you ladies, feel free to reach out to me. I have got a support community and a holistic business mastermind, as well as support courses that can help to guide for better intuition, connecting with yourself and making a more authentic business journey. Just throwing those out there for you. And that's all that I really have. I'd love to open it up for any final thoughts or comments, questions, whatever you ladies want to bring to it. I'm trying to find out.
Crissy, this was a beautiful presentation. Oh my God, I resonate with so much of what you say. It was just well delivered. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
One of the things that I have found that helped me is to create a future self.
Mm.
And I actually, not just goals, I want to accomplish this, is how do I want to feel in, it could be 3 years. The only reason I picked 3 years is you can back up, because 3 years you can overcome a lot, but it doesn't matter when you do it. It's how I want to feel, the lifestyle, the internal, my authentic self, my clients, just dream big. And what I had an experience is after I really did that legitimately, that future self can come into our current self and help us with things that we are afraid of, which I just had recently. And they already know how to do it. And we just need to believe that they can help us give that confidence, because we might not have confidence, but our future self already did it and they have confidence. And the second thing I found, which is something that you just said, get rid of the perfectionist. Especially now, I watch big people with a lot of audience. And instead of looking at their perfection, I looked at their imperfections, not to be mean, but they can have this big audience, they can earn a lot of money, And every word that utters from their mouth is not perfect. And it gave me more confidence to just be. So, but thank you again. This was excellent.
You are so welcome. I appreciate the feedback and I love the contributions that you just made as well. And to be honest, it's part of the reason I don't do everything perfect. My background's not perfect right now. I don't have my makeup done perfect. I don't even know makeup, but you know what I'm saying? Like that was that's a conscious choice that I made because I knew that it was better to do it flawed than to not do it at all. And I knew that by doing it flawed, or I quickly found out by embracing the imperfection. So Mary, do it before you're ready. Do it before you're ready, because it's in the action that you actually learn how to course correct. It's in the projection that we stay stuck forever. So if I can just show up and even do it flawed, then not only am I just showing you that I'm being authentically real, but I'm also giving permission to everybody else to not be perfect. I was like led by perfect looking acting people, and it was a perfection that I could never achieve, not physically, not anything. I used to be 60 pounds heavier than what y'all see right now, and it was a lifetime struggle for me until I learned how to settle into my own skin. But all these perfect people telling me how to make these perfect businesses, and I just wasn't perfect enough. And now it's something that I really embrace, because I learned, first of all, it's not going to be getting it perfect that makes it successful. It's going to be being real, and whenever it's supposed to be like that, it's going to be like that. So in the meantime, just love the one who's going through the journey with me, and put myself out there and trust that any imperfections that attract or repel people, they probably weren't going to stick with me very long anyway. And to some, they find it endearing. So I don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. We can be messy together. It's like the first thing I tell clients, I'm going to let you down at some point. So you got to use your voice and let me know that it happens, because that's part of what I'm here to support you in doing. Asking for what you want, speaking for what you need. Neither of us are mind readers, but that kind of like laying it out lets everybody relax instead of having to get it all perfect. So sometimes that's what zaps our confidence, is this belief that it has to be perfect or look a certain way. How it's supposed to look is the way that you look. That's it.
Yeah, were you going to say something? Oh, no, I thought I saw you raising your hand. Just wanted to give you time. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.
Thank you, ladies.
Hey, Chris.